よろしく。
Yeah. It's pretty cold out, might not be able to stay out for very long. It's like minus 21 or something like that. Pretty stupid weather. I tried splash photography yesterday for the first time, and I'm just gonna talk about it. Crap, it is cold. I don't want my channel to be 100% camera stuff, but camera stuff is all I have happening at the moment, so that's what I'm going to be vlogging and talking about. So, I went to the store yesterday and I got a few things. I didn't really know what I was going to need. Initially, I was just going to go buy a bunch of random stuff so I could take pictures of those things, but then I realized, well, I've been watching a lot of stuff on high-speed photography and splash photography, so maybe I should just get something for that. So I got a few things. Bristol board. I need a black sheet. It's for YouTube and stuff like that. Okay, that's fine. I got two things of, I think what I got was, I can't remember the type of tape, but I got 2 rolls of tape. I got a white and black sheet of Bristol board. I got a plastic container. I got tracing paper. I got hot glue gun. I think that's all I got. But I got a few things. I decided to take some splash photography. So that's what this video is about. So I was about to take pictures with my kit lens, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna need something with a wider aperture. So I took out my 85mm 1.8. Realized very quickly that it was too telephoto. It wasn't, well, the container I was using was also too short. I just made a lot of mistakes. The container was too short, which meant that I was getting the edges of the plastic container. I probably should have used something bigger. I also should have used something clearer, you know, like glass or acrylic. But I didn't, you know. You mess up and then you fix it later on. So, I figured out very quickly I needed something with a closer focusing distance, so I used my 50mm 1.8. I pulled that out and I got closer, which meant that I could get rid of those edges of the plastic container. So I started taking pictures. I was trying to get used to the timing. I was trying to drop it and get the timing right, but it was kind of hard because I didn't know. I was taking a picture and it was already in the water, so I started, like, I was trying to capture the splash itself, and I was starting to get it, and I was starting to get better splashes and stuff. Two main problems that I had was that, you know, I was taking photos and most of the flash was out of focus, so I needed a deeper depth of field, I just kept it at 1.8. That was my first problem. I didn't have a depth of field that was deep enough to capture each droplet, so I needed a deeper depth of field. So I put it to f11 rather than f1.8. My second problem, aside from the depth of field being too shallow for splash photography, was that I had it on time value. Yeah, so the problem with having it on time value is that you can't control the aperture. So my second problem was that I needed to put it on manual. Manual allows me to control everything. By looking at each photo, you can see the progression, kind of like, you can kind of see like how I progress through the photography. Like I would drop it in and you would see that, so you'll see either it's out of focus or you'll see that the splash was like not captured or some other problem. So those are kind of the main points that I wanted to kind of talk about, my progression through this kind of thing. I tried taking pictures of other things like keys. I tried taking pictures of multiple things, but the I think it was an acorn. No, not an acorn. It was like a walnut or whatever. It was some kind of nut. It splashed the best. The keys kind of just hit the water, made a splash, but the air bubbles around the keys kind of obscured the key. I'm walking around right now. It's minus 21 apparently. That's actually pretty cold. It's like it's getting colder as the days go on. I felt it as soon as I left the building. I just, yeah, there's been a few problems actually that's been happening lately. I dropped my camera for the first time. I know it's like, well, for the first time, what the heck? Yeah, I kind of try and take care of my camera so it never falls, but it fell for the first time, and now it's making this weird grinding sound in the lens. Like my whole camera fell and like right on the lens, and it sucks. So I pulled out my mirror and I continued. I put my mirror down, put it down right facing the off-camera flash that I have, and I tried again with a deeper depth of field, and yeah, it worked out really well, as you can see by the photos. If I use a clearer container, which is another mistake that I made, you would be able to see more detail of the splash, but you know, I should have actually picked up a clear container. Acrylic is what I'm going to use next time. If I can get my hands on an acrylic container, then I will. So that's what I did. I kept it simple this time because, you know, this is my first time, so I wanted to keep it simple with just dropping a little nut into the water. So I hope you liked what you saw. I'm gonna, I don't really want my whole channel to be about photography, because of a lot of things I like, but photography is pretty much all I have happening at the moment, so that's what I'm doing. When I have other things happening, I'll upload about other things, but for now, this is what I have happening. So I hope you liked what you saw, and maybe stick around, watch the next video. Thanks for watching.